Hey y'all, it's Linda. Welcome back to my channel. It is the most wonderful time of the year. It is declutter season, and I freaking love doing declutters. Declutters pretty much allow me to really see what's in my collection and go like, am I using this? Could this go to a better home? Could this be sold? Could I just really pare down my collection so that everything that's in my collection is something I love? There are a lot of YouTubers that save every single piece of makeup because they like to do comparisons and be able to really show different dupes. And that's great, and I love to show you that when I can. But for me, makeup is just my love. I really love playing with makeup, and I just want my collection to be something that I absolutely love. So this first declutter is going to be complexion products. Today, I am going to be looking into anything for the complexion, including face primer, foundation, concealer, bronzer, all of those things, and we are going to take a look at my full collection, and I'm going to get rid of whatever is not serving me at this point. Now, a few things before I start. Number one, I know no one is forcing me to do these declutters. I feel like so many times in my declutters, I'll be looking at a product and going, oh, I don't know if I want to give this away or not. And then so many people will comment, nobody's forcing you, you don't have to. I'm very well aware of that, but at the same time, I want my personal collection to be a bit more curated. The things that I'm going to use should be used. I don't want them just sitting there saving for some rainy day, because guess what? The rainy day is now, okay? Life is short. Use the good stuff. Something else I want to say, all of these items, if they're ones that I've purchased, I might put them up for sale, but otherwise they are going to go to friends and family, especially if they were received in PR. I would never dream of selling anything in PR. So I'm not going to be doing any giveaways. They are just going to go to my friends and family because I feel more comfortable that way with any used makeup. And finally, I did a poll on my channel. I did a poll on my Instagram. I've done several polls to see which you guys liked better. Individual declutters, so for example, talking about face products like I'm going to be doing today, or one really long declutter. And I was shocked that it was split like 50-50 down the middle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do these individual declutters, but at the very end, there's also going to be a bonus video where I'm just going to compile it all into one big long video for those of you that love to have it in the background as you're doing your chores, or just like sit down with your cup of coffee and watch a really long video. So there's going to be a little bit of both, a little something for everyone. I'm a little nervous today because, again, I hope that I can get rid of stuff. I know that is the point of a declutter, but I'm a little nervous that I'm going to be like hanging on to too much stuff. Let's get into it. All right, we are going to get started. I am very excited to be doing this. My first declutter of the year, my first declutter in my new house, but this is going to be my declutter bin for now. It's just a little basket, and I have a feeling that as my declutters go along, I'm gonna need something way bigger than this. We are going to start with primer. These are the only primers I have, and to be honest, I am using all of these. I do want to, show you my whole collection so you can see what I'm talking about, but even though these two are not technically primers, I do still consider them to be. So we have the Urban Decay All Nighter Ultra Glow Face Primer. This is actually almost empty. I really enjoy this, and I know it doesn't get a whole lot of love, but I feel like it does give my skin that glow. The Milk Hydro Grip Primer, I only recently got this, and I really love this on days when I want my makeup to last all day. This is fantastic for that. The Smashbox Photo Finish, this is another one I only recently just got, and I had used this many years ago, but I just received it again in PR. And this is one where I use for on days I want my skin to look pretty damn perfect. It's glossy and beautiful, and I really enjoy this. This is the only one I even vaguely considered getting rid of. And you know what? So I don't normally pay attention to expiration dates, I'll be honest, but I will be honest that I've had this one for years at this point, like years and years and years, and it does have a 12-month shelf life. I'm gonna go ahead and let this one go, which is difficult for me, oddly, because I do enjoy it, but this one can go. These two are absolutely staying. We have the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. As you can see, it's so strange. My entire, you can see it coming off on my finger there. My entire label peeled off eventually, but it is still good. I know I probably should get rid of it because it's older, but I'm not. And then the Auric Glow Lust. I absolutely adore this. I really want to make an effort to use this more. I feel like I always say that. This is such like a luxury product to me, and I just love it so much. So these 5 are staying, and this one can go. Let's jump into foundation. So in the grand scheme of things, I feel like this is not a lot of foundation considering what most YouTubers have, but I am very, very, very picky about my foundation, extremely picky. So if I don't like something, I usually don't even bother keeping it in my collection, especially because, you know, it could just depend on your skin type or your skin tone, and I am awful at shade matching myself. So let's go through this left to right. I'm going to start with this Tower 28 Sunny Days. Absolutely keeping this and actually going to be repurchasing this. I'm really hoping they have a Black Friday sale because I do want to get this soon. It's basically empty. This is my favorite tinted moisturizer as of right now, just purely tinted moisturizer. For days where I don't want to wear a whole lot of makeup, this is perfect for me, and my shade is Mulholland. I really love this. This, I can tell you, can go. This is the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Tinted Moisturizer in Fair 4N. The color is just wrong for me, and to be honest, I used to love and be obsessed with this, but it doesn't work for my skin anymore. As I've gotten older, I feel like it's not as hydrating as I would like it to be, and I do have dry skin, as you'll see from here. These are glowy foundations, these are sheer foundations, but all very hydrating. This one is just not working for me. It's almost full. I'm hoping I can pass this to a friend. Then next, this one is actually almost empty as well. This is the Urban Decay Stay Naked Foundation. My shade is 31NN. I really enjoy this. I think it is, you know, it says weightless. I do agree that it is fairly weightless, but it does have a medium coverage for me. It can be built up. This is very close to being empty, so I'm going to work really hard. My goal, I want to have this empty by the end of the year. So I'm going to keep this in my collection, but I think it's going to be empty very soon. This is one I've gone back and forth on several times. This is the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Serum Foundation. I have kind of a love-hate with this because when it works, it really works. It looks beautiful. The coverage is stunning, and it just looks perfect on the face. But when it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And it just looks cakey, or it looks drying on the skin. And that could depend on the day that I'm having too. But when it works, it really works. But this is one, I don't have an easy time with this foundation. I will say that. This one is a little difficult for me. This is 7N. I'm gonna be keeping this, but I don't love it. So I feel bad keeping it in a way, but when it works, it works. Next is the Anastasia Luminous Foundation. This is another one where I don't completely love it, but I don't completely hate it. I almost put it in the same category as the Stay Naked, except this one's a little more full. This one is a little more yellow based. The shade is 210N. I do enjoy this from time to time, so I don't think I'm going to get rid of it. It does serve its purpose, but it's not the first foundation I want to pick up. Like when I look at all my foundations and I'm like, what is my favorite? This is not my favorite, but I am still going to keep this. I have talked so much about the Urban Decay Stay Naked Hydromaniac Tinted Glow Hydrator. This is one of my favorite foundations, and I do use 2 shades. I use 30 and 40 to get my perfect shade. These are both very close to being empty. These will be empty before the year is out as well. And I just love these. I think they do a great job of hydrating the skin. And they're somewhere in between a very light tinted moisturizer like the Tower 28 Sunny Days and a foundation. So I enjoy that. They do provide a little more coverage for me. And the finish is always beautiful. So this is something I will repurchase when I'm finished. I have a backup of one of the shades. I think it's 30, but the other one I do not. And these two together create my perfect mix. So those are staying. The Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation, this one is actually close to empty as well. I haven't bought a new foundation in so long. These are definitely older, and I think these all have like, well, this says 12 months. I thought it was 6 months shelf life, but nonetheless, I do enjoy this foundation. This is a little, probably my heaviest coverage foundation here, and this even still is only like a medium coverage, but I do feel like it gives the skin a luminous glow. I do feel like it hydrates well and looks pretty on the skin, so this is staying. I'm gonna let this go. This is old as shit. This says 24 months. I've probably had this at least 48 months. This is the Becca Light Shifter Doing Tint Illuminator. I loved this. I loved it, I loved it, I loved it. The shade was a little too deep for me. It was Orbit 2, but nonetheless, it was so glowy, so impossibly, incredibly glowy, and it was just a tinted moisturizer. So it kept your skin glowy, it evened it out, and it wasn't too heavy, but it's time to let her go. And then finally, I should let these go, but I absolutely will not be. This is the Natasha Denona Face Glow Foundation, my favorite foundation of all time. This is the perfect mix of a glowy medium coverage foundation and a tinted moisturizer for me. It's extremely hydrating, and my skin never looks better than when I'm wearing these. The problem is, like, I would only have these in my collection if it wasn't discontinued. And I'm so sad it's discontinued. I'm so sad I haven't found anything that comes close to this. So I'm gonna be using these until the bitter end, until there's nary a drop left. I really love these. So for now, I'm just getting rid of 2. I wasn't planning on it, but let's talk sunscreen for a minute. Now, I think it's obvious what my favorite brand of sunscreen is, okay? I love Supergoop so much. It is my absolute perfect sunscreen. I think it blends into the face, and to be honest, this one right here, the Everyday Play, is my absolute favorite, #1. I just finished my big container of this, so I just have this little guy. This is going nowhere. This is definitely gonna be a repurchase. It also came with these 3 in that same pack. So we have the Unseen Sunscreen, which I feel like feels like the Smashbox Photo Finish primer. It's silicone-y in a way, and for example, my husband loves the way this one feels. It doesn't clog his pores, and it's really fantastic for that. I prefer the Play over the Unseen, but I know most people, I feel, prefer this. The Glow Screen I do enjoy. It does have a little bit of a tint to it. I wear that on days when I'm doing the bare minimum, the most bare minimum. And this Defense Refresh Setting Spray, or Resetting Mist, I haven't even really used this yet. So let me know what you think of this. This is SPF 40, so I feel like I should have used this during the summer, to be honest, on days when I wanted a little bit of a refresh in the middle of the day. This is something I might take with me. I am going away on a trip to somewhere a bit more warm and sunny in January, so this might be good to take with me. As far as these 2, these are ones that I'm still testing. So this is the Versed Daily Mineral Sunscreen, and it has a very light tint to it. It doesn't say that it's tinted, which is interesting, but let me show you. There is a definite tint to this. Like, I don't know how they can not advertise that, but you can see it looks like a foundation. Now, it does blend right away into my face. I don't see any kind of a cast, but I would have to imagine that if you were of deeper skin tone, that this would show up maybe strange on you. I don't know. I'd love to hear your opinions, but so far I do enjoy this sunscreen under foundations. It has been very nice. Still doesn't beat this guy, but I am testing it. And same thing with this one. I got this one as kind of a freebie. This is the Pipette Mineral Sunscreen SPF 50. I do like that it's SPF 50. That is my preferred SPF. But this one I'm a little bit on the fence about, and I'm not sure exactly why. I feel like it doesn't sit as well on the skin. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and give this one away. As I'm sitting here, I'm talking about things that I don't like about it, so why would I keep it? So that one is going away. So I was about to bring in my container that we could fill, and I saw one other thing in there. The Danessa Myricks Beauty Oil, Hydrating Face Oil. I'm just gonna give this away. I have never used it at all, so yeah. All right, let's go into setting spray. I do have 6 setting sprays, and some of these can definitely go. So these 2 are vaguely the same. So these are both the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. One of them is Ultra Glow and the other one is not. I use both of these religiously. This is what I use when I'm looking for more of an all-day set. Oh, background shifted. This is what I use when I'm looking for more of an all-day set, just to really like lock in my makeup. And this is what I use when I just want my makeup to glow but stay put as well. I use both of these interchangeably. I don't know why I decide to use one over the other sometimes, but I really love them both. This is what I use to literally just refresh my face. I don't use this as a setting spray. I think that this puts out a little bit too much hydration for a setting spray. I know that sounds weird, but I feel like it's fantastic for skincare, but I don't really love it for setting my makeup all day, but I love it otherwise. I want to burn this product, okay? This is one of the worst products I've tried. I was going to say this year, maybe in the last 2 to 3 years. Okay, so this is the Lottie London Stay Matte AF setting spray, and you do have to shake before use and everything like that. So here's what happened. I shook this before use. Maybe I didn't shake hard enough, but I shook it pretty vigorously, right? And I sprayed it on my face once my makeup was all completed, and it left white powder covering my face. It had white powder like all over my shirt, all over my hair. It was the absolute worst. And I'm guessing it's because of the, they want it to be super matte, right? But at the same time, I did what I was supposed to do, and this product betrayed me. Goodbye. I think I'm going to let this one go as well. This is the Koki Refresh Hydrating Setting Spray. The only reason I'm letting it go is because it's empty. I think there's like 1 spritz left in there, and I've had this for a while. I did really enjoy this. I think this is a really good kind of budget-friendly setting spray. I thought this one was really good. It surprised me, and I probably will repurchase this eventually, but this one's pretty empty, so it can go. And this one, we have about half left. This is the NYX Bear With Me Prime Set Refresh. I really like this, but again, similar to the Hangover, Too Faced Hangover Spray, this is more for hydration for me and for really maybe upping up the glow factor as opposed to setting my makeup all day. So when you look at my collection here, these two are for when I need my makeup to last. These two are for when I just want my skin to feel great and maybe get an extra glow. So I do think all of these have their place, but the other two can go. They just fine, just roll away. Okay, bronzer and contour. Let's chat about these. Ew, what is that? Okay, bronzer and contour. I have not a huge collection, okay? I've seen some bronzer and contour declutters recently where it is like 50 products. This is all I have in that section, but even still, I see some that I can get rid of. So let's start by talking about what I'm gonna keep. I think you all know this is like my number one. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Cream Bronzer. I love this. I don't know if you can tell how much of a dip there is in that, but this is something I'm 100% going to pan and then repurchase. I think this blends beautifully on the skin. I think it has a great amount of hydration. I think it even has a little bit of a glow, but not so much where it's, I don't know, distracting or that it slides around a whole lot. I love this. I have had friends who said that this did not blend so well for them. It blends like a dream for me. This is my number one favorite product for bronzing or even a little bit of contouring. I think I can let this one go though. This one is decent, but this is the Iconic London Bronzer and the shade is light bronze. Oh wait, do I want to let this go? Oh, you know what? No, I can let it go. It's really nice. It's a really good product, but I have other things I'm looking at down here that I like better. Right. Oh, you know what? Yeah, you know what? This one can go. It's beautiful. It's a great product. I hope somebody loves it, but this one, oh, right? This one's going to go. This Sigma bronzer, I absolutely love. This is a more matte bronzer and the shade is light. I love the color of this. I love the undertone. I think it does a great job of bronzing without being too heavy. And even though it looks quite warm, it's not orangey, which I really appreciate. I just really like the formula of this. This is going to stay. This one I should get rid of, but I'm not. The reason I should get rid of is because like this packaging has been broken for so long and it's just like, I don't know. This is the Kosas Sun Show Bronzer. I love this for the glow. Like you can see the sheen on it and it looks like hard pan. It is not. I love this bronzer. I feel like I should almost buy another one though, just so it's like stayed sealed. But I really love this one. This shade is light. I feel like we're seeing a theme here. I enjoy this. I'm going to keep. Now this is more of a contour. This is a contour and highlight set. This is the Film Star Mini Duo by Charlotte Tilbury. And similar to the Sigma bronzer, I love that this one is warm, but it doesn't pull off orange. This highlight is also beautiful, but if I'm being honest, I don't use this highlight as much as I use the bronzer. I do enjoy this more for contour though. When I'm going for a very light contour, I feel like it's a great shade, and I really enjoy this one. And it feels, I don't know, it feels very luxe. I really like it. Here is more of kind of like, okay, I guess you'd call this a liquid bronzer in a way. This is the Drunk Elephant De-Bronzy Anti-Pollution Sunshine Drops. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this little one, but I'm absolutely going to keep the big one. I love mixing this into my foundation when it's a little bit too light, which I am notorious for picking foundations that are too light. So I'm very excited to keep this and use this more. I really need to make an effort to use it more. I'm going to keep this where I keep my foundations so I know to use it more. Here is one that I'm unfortunately going to get rid of. This is the Ofra and Samantha March bronzer in River. I love this, but maybe something in my skin has changed. This does pull very, very, very orangey on me now. And it didn't always. It always pulled like this beautiful color, but now it pulls straight orange. I love this so much. I love the shimmery and matte side, but the color is just not right for me anymore. This is the Nabla bronzer in Ambra. And this is another one I'm going to let go. Wow, look at me getting rid of a whole bunch, I think. This is another one. No, you know what? I can't. Look at that sheen. I'm going to give this another shot. I want to give this another shot in one of my use it or lose it videos coming up, because I loved the sheen on this and I love how it has just slightly cool and warm tones mixed. I want to give this one another shot, okay? This is almost gone. This is my Charlotte Tilbury contour wand, and I love this for contour. It is a great shade when you remember to blend it out. I had a recent video where I put a huge stripe under my chin and forgot to blend it out, so that was cute. But I love the way this blends out. I love the way that this makes contouring very easy. It does have the puff ball at the top, which is not always my favorite, but it works. It does the job. I love it. And finally, another one that I should get rid of, but I won't. My OG Anastasia contour kit. You can tell I've used this shade till it's almost gone, and this shade is about to hit pan as well. This shade I don't think I've used once, and I don't use these. I'm keeping it specifically for these two. It is a fantastic powder contour. I love this, and I'm going to keep it. So here are my powders, my pressed powders and then 2 loose powders. I'm going to get rid of only one of these, and I'll start by getting it out of the way. That's the Lottie London Ready, Set, Go. I really do, you know what, crap. I like both. You know what, I'm not getting rid of any of them. I'm not getting rid of any of them. These are my favorite powders, and I use all of these. I don't use loose powder as often as pressed powder, but when I do need them, these two are both fantastic, and I like that they're kind of more budget friendly. This is my favorite, the Kosas Cloud Set powder. This is breezy. I adore this. You can tell it's almost empty. And also the second Kosas product of mine where the packaging has broken. So that's kind of annoying, okay? The color pop pretty fresh. I think that this is a highly underrated pressed powder. The quality is so good. It's really good, like comparable to my Kosas and even my Charlotte Tilbury. I really, really like this. And again, I like that it's an affordable option. I like the slim packaging. I just like everything about it. And then finally, my Charlotte Tilbury powder, which you can tell is my absolute favorite. This shade is slightly too deep for me at times. Right now it's still okay, but come winter, it's going to be too deep for me. And this is medium, I believe. Yeah, number 2 medium. I'm keeping all of these. All right, this one's kind of all over the place, but this is going to be the last bit of my stuff. So I see a few things that shouldn't be in here right off the bat. This is a sample of a face primer. This is the Yenza Essential Glow. It's got like 1 or 2 uses left in it, but I'm immediately gonna get rid of this. If I didn't know what was even in there, I'm not using it, so that can go. And this one I have to admit is a little difficult for me. So as you know, MAC is not a cruelty-free company and I only use cruelty-free products. I had a friend that gifted me only about 6 months ago just a bag of like stuff that she didn't want. And this was in there and I immediately went to put it aside since it wasn't cruelty-free. You guys, if I'm being honest, this is my favorite MAC product. This and the Fix Plus were my favorite MAC products of all time. So I kept this one for a little bit, thinking I would use it, and then each time I went to pick it up, how stupid is this? I actually felt guilty. So I've never used it. It was used by her, but it was never used by me. This one's gonna go. But let's stick with primer. So I do have 4 eye primers over here. This, my Urban Decay Primer Potion, this is an oldie but a goodie. This one I'm definitely gonna keep. This has been kind of like one of my go-tos over the last decade or so, and I really enjoy it. It's not the best thing I've ever used, but it works. It does the job and it works. So this is gonna stay, and this is my current favorite. This is the Sigma Eyeshadow Base Primer. The color I have is Persuade. It does have a very light kind of pinky tint to it, but this blends on the eye really easily and it makes your colors really stick to them and pop, and I love this. This makes my shadow last all day. I'm obsessed, frankly. I love it. This one. So this is the Kaleidos Tone Activator Primer. I think a lot of people love this. I didn't love this. It's very watery to me, and no matter how much I would like squish it around or whatever, it just didn't work for me. I don't love this, so this is gonna go. And the NYX Glitter Glue will forever be my glitter adhesive of choice as of right now. I don't know why I said forever. You never know what's gonna come along. But I really love using this with any shimmers and it really hangs on, so this is gonna stay. Now, as far as concealers, I'm torn, okay? I'm really torn here because the only one out of all of these that I love is this one. This is the Sigma Color Correcting Duo. Is it Spectrum Color Correcting Duo in light medium? This shade right here is my perfect concealer shade. Okay, it's got a little bit of warmth to it and it's very, 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 very creamy. It is so wonderfully creamy that I just adore it. And even this shade, I love this for brightening because it's brightening, but it's not too bright. And I have a tendency, again, to purchase concealers that are too light for me. This is perfect. I know it's dirty, I'm sorry, but this is my perfect one. I'm not getting rid of that. The Glossier Stretch Concealer, I think I can get rid of this only because it's the wrong color for me, okay? It's not a bad product. In fact, it's beautiful. It's very creamy. It's very hydrating. It's very lightweight, but however, it is too light for me. So I'm gonna let this one go, surprisingly. Now these 4, I like them for the purposes. So Urban Decay did send me 2 of their Naked Quickie concealers, and it was intended to be one for concealing, 40 NN, and 60 NN was supposed to be for contour. I'm gonna let 60 NN go because for this one, the shade is just a little too deep for me. It's a little too orangey and it doesn't work as a contour for me. So I love the quality, which is why I'm gonna keep this one, even though this one is a little too light for me. But it is nice for brightening, and I really enjoy how luminous this is and how comfy. Now this one does have a little brush on the end. I've never used it, I never will. If I'm being honest, I don't like a dense, fat brush for under my eyes. I like something a little more gentle, but this is gonna stay. And I'm gonna go ahead and keep these 2. It's so interesting because they're such different shades. This one is so much more cool toned than this. Now the shades are Ivory and Fair, and these 2 mixed are a very good under eye shade for me. It's not my favorite formula though. As of all of these, this is the only one I love, the Sigma one. Others are just kind of there. So I feel like that's telling me something. Now I'm not gonna get rid of these 3. I'm gonna keep these 3 as well, but when Sigma has sales, I really should just stock up on this because it's the most perfect under eye concealer for me ever. And that's it. All right, right, so for the first declutter, I mean, it was a pretty modest declutter, if we're being honest. I only got rid of, let me see how many I got rid of. I got rid of 15 products, and considering how much makeup I have, that probably doesn't seem like a lot, but as you saw, I have like 3 bronzers and maybe like 5, 6 foundations. It's not like I have 50 of each item. So I'm actually pretty proud of myself for even getting rid of this much. I'm not gonna lie, I thought that there would be categories where I got rid of nothing. I really did. I was like, you know what? And I did. Actually, with my powder category, I got rid of nothing, but I was like, my concealers, I should keep them all, or, my setting sprays. No, actually, the setting sprays other than this. This was the first thing that I knew would be decluttered. F that. But the bronzers, I'm pretty impressed with how much I got rid of. In general, like, I'm kind of happy with that. But it is only going to get so much bigger from here because my next declutters in general, like my blush declutter, I have so many. My lip declutter, the number of lip products I have is close to embarrassing, okay? Eyeshadow palettes, can't even talk about it. So those are going to be massive. So please make sure, stay tuned, subscribe if you haven't already. Those are definitely coming up. But thank you all so much for watching. And as a reminder, again, there is going to be one long video, one long declutter that's going to combine all of these in one. So if you prefer to watch that way, you can do that. Whatever makes you happy, I got you, boo. But that's it. If you like this video, if you like declutters, please give it a thumbs up. That really, really helps out my channel. And subscribe if you haven't already. It's going to be lots of fun content coming soon. You all can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Those are all GlitterFallout. And as always, and forever, you are super freaking rock stars. I love you so much with my whole heart, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.